bathroom? It's me again, Dave. In our accident procedures video, we mentioned the requirement for a post-accident whiz quiz. That's the drug and alcohol test you have to take after a vehicle accident. The U.S. Department of Transportation requires the test, just as they require a pre-employment drug test. Your company might even have other drug testing requirements. If you're a driver of a commercial motor vehicle, you have to have a CDL, or commercial driver's license, if the truck you operate has a gross vehicle weight over 26,001 pounds, or the weight of my mother-in-law Ethel. Along with this CDL requirement are a few other necessities, including the requirement for a random periodic drug and alcohol test. Since all drivers are in what the US DOT calls a safety-sensitive position, these tests are mandatory. In Canada, drivers are off the hook, as Transport Canada has no drug and alcohol testing requirements, which might explain all the fights at hockey games. And by the way, if your mechanics or supervisors drive a truck on a public road, like down the street to your maintenance shop, they also need a CDL and are required to go through the drug and alcohol testing program. Most scrap recycling companies have a lot of drivers participate in what's called a consortium of many other trucking operations. Independent third-party consortiums will randomly draw names of drivers that are required to get a drug test. They're not picking on you, it's just a roll of the dice, and your name came up. If only you were so lucky with the state lottery. Anyway, when you get a notice to be tested, you must drop whatever you're doing and immediately go to the drug testing center. I don't mean tomorrow or the next day or after you run down to Blockbuster to get the latest Matthew McConaughey movie. I mean the second you find out. You should remember that CDL licensed drivers cannot have an alcoholic drink within 4 hours of going on duty or driving. The company I work for has an even tighter rule. They call it 8 hours bottle to throttle. There's another part of the rules that you need to be aware of. Your supervisor has the right to have you drug and alcohol tested based on reasonable suspicion, like appearance, behavior, speech or body odor. In other words, if they think you came to work buzzed or spent lunch with Jack and Ginger, they might take you off the road and have you tested. And by the way, if you refuse to take the test, you might as well kiss your job goodbye. Be careful about using medications that your doctor may have prescribed for you. Tell your supervisor whenever you have drugs for medical reasons. To get a good idea of the drug and alcohol policy at your workplace, ask your supervisor. It may help avoid any issues. So, that's about it. Remember, do things safely or not at all.
Oh, hi.